Greetings everyone, my name is George Bennett. I have my own blog called GB Articles and I also write for a series of other blogs. This is the first edition of GB Podcast and I hope you enjoy. So we're here with Bundesliga expert Denis to discuss the current occurrences in the Bundesliga, including Hertha's dismal away record, but we're going to start with just describing the craziness of the Bundesliga season. So Denis, I think you'd agree that this has been one of the craziest and surprising Bundesliga seasons to date.
Yes, it's been crazy with the relegation battle and the battle for the European spot as well.
Yeah.
There's really little difference between those two areas, just a few points, and there are a few clubs that could go either way.
Yeah, definitely. So if we start off with obviously Augsburg, who finished 5th just 2 seasons ago, now struggling with relegation.
Had a coaching change. Weinziel, who went to Schalke, is no longer their coach, and the one that they had at the beginning of the season didn't work out. That was surprising.
Yeah.
Why they sacked him, they didn't give much of a reason, and the new coach doesn't work out very well either. They're in the bottom 3 right now, maybe a month and a half without the win or so.
And also obviously their main striker, G, he's only managed 3 goals this season. Their joint top goal scorer is their left back. It's not very good sign.
Bobadilla has been out for a while. Bobadilla. Lots of injury problems there.
Yeah. So if we move on to Mainz now, obviously also involved in the relegation battle in the Bundesliga. What is your verdict and opinion on that team?
It's really similar. They were involved in the Europa League this season.
Yeah.
They finished 7th last season, and suddenly they're in deep relegation trouble as well. They're even on points with Augsburg, I think.
Yeah, they're level on points. Got a better goal difference at the moment.
Many times that happens when these smaller teams are in the Europa League.
Yeah.
They have trouble coming back into Bundesliga, relegation trouble after that.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Augsburg last season, even though they were doing very well in the Europa League until they came up against Liverpool. It was very close against Liverpool, but they had a difficult season last year as well.
Yeah.
And the same thing is happening with Mainz right now.
Yeah, I think we'd also agree that the plummet of Wolfsburg as well in the Bundesliga, especially this season, has been probably one of the biggest surprises.
It started last season as well with Champions League involvement.
Yeah.
They didn't make it back into Europe.
Yeah.
And just got worse after that.
What have you thought of Mario Gomez from his move to Wolfsburg?
Well, it's interesting. He's actually started playing well since the new coach Andreas Jonker came in.
Yeah.
He's scored in almost every game since Jonker has been there, and when he and Jonker were at Bayern, the same thing happened. He scored in every. Before that, he had problems in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Scored for Wolfsburg.
So you think that Jonker's made a good impact since he's been at Wolfsburg?
Yes, he has. But it's still not sure if they'll stay in
the Bundesliga. Yeah. Obviously a big relegation battle at the moment, really tight down there, and it looks like teams such as Bayer Leverkusen and Schalke could either be caught in that, or possibly still there's a chance of qualifying for Europe in there. That's how tight it is.
Leverkusen had that they would maybe even challenge Bayern for the title, but it really went very badly for them in the season. And now they're not sure if they'll, as you said, go into the relegation battle, or maybe if they're lucky, reach the Europa League.
The likes of Eintracht Frankfurt, who obviously were in a good position at one point for the Champions League, let alone the Europa League, and now they've plummeted down the table after a poor run of form.
Yeah, it's interesting with them because last season they were in the bottom three and they just reached safety through the playoffs barely, and then they started off very well, and now they've plummeted down, and Werder Bremen has had the opposite, has gone in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
They've started off terribly, and now they've won almost every game in the last 10 games or so.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, Dave, have they converted to a back three at the moment?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so that system obviously is popular around Europe. It's another team that have found some sort of success using it. That's another style which is possibly being brought into Germany, as it has in the Premier League with Chelsea and Tottenham playing it at times as well. And also talking about Werder Bremen rising high in the table, Freiburg have also done likewise.
Yes, but they have a big experience with going into Europe and then getting relegated the season after, so I have a feeling that they are almost on purpose trying not to make the top 6, even though it may sound strange, but
Almost like a curse, I guess, from their history. Obviously we have FC Cologne, who started the season strongly. They've had various injuries with Lehmann partway through the season, and Risa. How do you think they'll get on?
I'm not sure about what their last games are, their fixture list, but they're still punching way above their weight. Nobody expected them to battle for Europe, so that's a big surprise. Either way, it's going to be a good season for them.
So yeah, so you think even though they've had a recent drop in form, it's still been a positive season, and they've slightly overachieved possibly?
And the problem for next season, the question will be, will they be able to hold on to Modeste?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, Modeste is up there with Lewandowski and Aubameyang. So yeah, that would definitely be a test to keep hold of him. I can imagine quite a lot of clubs would be interested in him after the amount of goals he scored.
He's been called the most important player in the league in terms of his value to his team, claiming to be as valuable to his team as he is.
Yeah, definitely. So as we continue to go up the table, we've got Hertha Berlin. I watched them against Bayern Munich at the Olympiastadion a couple of months ago. I thought their performance was quite impressive. They played quite well on the counter-attack. Played very well against Bayern Munich. It's just that was while they were at home, and it seems that their away form has been letting them down this season. They obviously lost against Mainz this weekend away from home, and do you think that they could qualify for Europe with such a poor away record?
Maybe in this crazy season, you never know, but their record recently, their form has been going downwards as well, so it's unpredictable. They should have already made the top 5 or 6
Yeah.
top four even in the Champions League, but then they slipped. Their form slipped.
So yeah, so obviously Ibisevic was key to him at the start of the season. Do you think a lot of due to his drop in form as well as Herfer's has led to this, or?
Yes, definitely. He he has been the key, and as he has gone, they have gone basically
Yeah.
along with Kalu and some others.
Yeah, what do you think of Kalu? 'Cause he obviously started well with life at Hertha Berlin, but would you say this season's been a rather poor one for the standards he's set throughout his career?
Yeah, sure. But we have to see that where the Hertha is coming from 2 seasons ago with Kalu, they were fighting against relegation
Yeah.
with the last round still to play. So, and last season they barely made it into Europe after having been in the top three for the most of the season. They had a big drop in form
Yeah.
last season as well. So
Yeah. They're also producing some quite good talent at the moment. I like the look of Jonathan Brooks. Although he scored, was it the own goal this weekend
yes,
against Mainz? And Plattenhart is another that looks an impressive player at left back. So, what is your opinion on Dortmund? Because it seems that they're managing to score plenty of goals with the likes of Aubameyang, and you've got players like Dembele.
a lot of young players. They still have to settle in. They lost some big players like Hummels and Gundogan to Man City.
Yeah.
So new teenagers have to settle in, and it's a difficult process. And I'm actually not sure if Thomas Tuchel, the coach, will stay beyond the season.
Where do you think his future lies?
Maybe in the Premiership, but I'm not sure because there's been some disagreements between him and the board. So he has said that some of the players that the board have gotten, he hasn't even heard of them before.
Yeah.
Like Isaac, the Swedish international, I think he is.
Yeah, he was 16 when he signed. Yeah. Um, yeah, he's also been linked with Arsenal. I found that quite interesting because a lot of Arsenal's problems have stemmed from defensive issues, and of what I've seen from an attacking point of view, Thomas Tuchel's been beneficial for Dortmund. But there's questioning in his defence, which you could say has come from the departure of Hummels at the start of the season.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd agree with that. Because I mean, obviously, of what happened, it's not great to talk about what happened in Dortmund the other day. But of what I've seen in Mark Bartra, he hasn't really been the greatest replacement at the back.
No, but he might be getting there when he recovers. Obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I watched him against Real Madrid, and wasn't very impressed. But you got to remember, he's still quite young and inexperienced, and with time could come along quite nicely.
He's actually started in the Spanish national team as well since moving on from Barcelona.
Yeah, so it's obviously been beneficial for him, and he's just taken time to obviously find his feet. Hoffenheim obviously made the headlines a lot at the beginning of the season with Nagelsmann. They've obviously had a recent drop in form, a lot of inconsistency. But what have you made of Nagelsmann? And they've obviously got a lot of youth. What have you made of Hoffenheim this season?
They've been fantastic. I mean, when Nagelsmann took over last season, in mid-season, they were pretty much relegated, and he took them out of the relegation zone and now into Europe, possibly into the Champions League even. Now they're in third, looking for a direct Champions League spot. That's unheard of, and they're a village team, really.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel, well, it's reached stage of the season now. Do you reckon the top four is all but confirmed?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a matter of who will finish in third and who will finish in fourth, the Champions League qualifying spots.
Yeah.
Dortmund and Hoffenheim.
And if I'm not wrong, Hoffenheim is selling on a couple of young talents. Is it to Bayern Munich at the end of the season? So do you think that will have a massive effect on them for next season?
Depending on how they invest that money in new players.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously RB Leipzig were level with Bayern Munich for quite a while, ahead of them in fact.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll go from strength to strength, or will they find it hard to maintain a good level of form to compete with Bayern Munich in the future?
Well, they will compete with Bayern in the future because they have the money to do so. They just didn't expect to do it in the first season.
Yeah.
That's why their policy has been to just bring in players under the age of 23 or so.
To rebuild to build for the future.
Yes. But they're definitely a club that's made to perform at the top of German and European football. So.
Yeah. So out of all the teams at the moment, before we go on to Bayern Munich, who would you say has the ability in the future to possibly knock Bayern off their perch at some point?
Dortmund, although it depends on how they can keep their players, and also Leipzig, of course, with the money that they have available, they will definitely at some point be a threat.
Yep. But you can't see Hoffenheim possibly sneaking in there at any point.
Maybe, but they don't have the kind of resources and the kind of ambition to be at the very top. So I don't know. You have to see where they come from. They were almost relegated last year.
Yeah. So it's quite a step up, obviously. Do you think, well, if they keep hold of Nagelsmann, who obviously will probably be quite a hot property in the future due to his age and the impact he's had, do you think if they keep hold of him and obviously reinvest correctly, they'll earn money through qualifying through the Champions League? Do you think that would be a benefit for the future to continue to improve on the success they've already had?
Yes, I think so. And I think Nagelsmann has already said that he's staying there for the foreseeable future.
Yep. And obviously with Bayern Munich, it's the same old story. Dominant once again in the Bundesliga. How do you feel they've been under Carlo Ancelotti, who's enjoyed success at most clubs he's been at in his career? Every club.
I would say that he's held true to his promise to be good in the beginning and then to improve gradually as the season goes on, to be peaking around this time of the year, which they have done. If you take away the last two games where they haven't been at their best, which was mainly due to the absence of Lewandowski, I would feel.
Yeah. And obviously Muller's
he's not the number 9, so he's not comfortable playing at that position.
Yeah. So you feel he's been played out of position during the season?
Yeah. Also, at the beginning of the season, he often played on the wings, and he's a number 10 mostly behind Lewandowski.
Yeah.
That's the most comfortable spot for him.
And going on to Bayern Munich, obviously, they have young players such as Coman, and
Coman's still on loan from Juventus, so it's not 100% sure if he'll stay.
do you think they'll secure that move?
Probably, but I'm not 100% convinced yet. He hasn't had the best of seasons.
Yeah.
Last season was really good, but this season he's dropped off. He hasn't played much at all.
There's other young talents such as Sanchez, but in parts of the team they do have quite an aging team. They've obviously got Xabi Alonso and Philipp Lahm retiring at the end of the season, despite still putting in quality performances. They're obviously on their way to retirement.
Yeah, it's especially sad with Philipp Lahm. He's not that old, really. I mean, I think he could definitely still be playing 2 or 3 more seasons if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to for some reason, so...
Yeah, he's obviously wanting to retire on a high, but yeah, I definitely agree. Philipp Lahm, I thought even he retired at international level incredibly early, so to see him retire from club football.
He just wants to retire at the top like he did at the international level with winning the World Cup as a captain.
Yeah. And then obviously Bayern are 2-1 down against Real Madrid on aggregate. How could you see that one going in the second leg in Madrid?
It's difficult to see them go through, but I still have my hopes up as a fan of Bayern, but it's going to be very difficult to win 2-0 or so.
Yeah. Is there any update on Hummel's availability?
He said a few days ago that it would be a miracle if he could play against Real, and he wasn't really walking at the normal pace or running at the normal pace in training today, so I wouldn't think that he would play, but maybe because he was training today, but just not at his best.
Yeah. And Lewandowski, do you think he'll be ready to play against Real Madrid?
I believe so, yes, I believe he will.
Which will obviously be a huge boost because Müller got caught offside quite regularly. He just didn't look comfortable in that position.
Yeah.
And obviously, how long do you think Ribery has left at Bayern Munich?
Well, he signed a 1-year extension to his contract just like Robin did.
Yeah, recently. It was around the time of Robin as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I expect that next season will be the last season for both of them, probably, but they're still very good. They're still better than Coman and Costa at times.
Yeah, I believe of what I've seen of Costa, I'm quite impressed by him. I think he could definitely replace Ribery. Ribery seemed to have lost a yard of pace. He had quite a big injury not long ago, which was obviously detrimental to his form. But yeah, Costa seems to be a good replacement for the future. Just so you think Robin as well? It may be his last season next season.
I would think so, yes.
Yeah. So anything else you'd want to discuss in terms of the Bundesliga?
That's just about it, I think.
That was Denis. He's got his own blog. If you want to just describe the sort of things you do, what blogs you've written for, and anything else you want to promote.
Yeah, my blog is Denis with one N, soccerblog.com, and I've written for Bundesliga Fanatic and for the sports blaze as well in the past, but now I'm focused on my blog and promoting that.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, and obviously you've got a lot of knowledge of the Bundesliga, and thanks for talking with me today.